G'day legends, the team over at Modern Metal Songwriter reached out and asked if I'd be willing to check out another one of their plugins, this time a brand new one called Gamma.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
It's an all-in-one channel strip style plugin and includes things like EQ, saturation, stereo widening, doubling, reverb, delay, anything you need to get a great vocal sound in one location. Depending on the style of music you're working on, you can end up with quite a few plugins on your vocal chain. The idea of this plugin is to eradicate all of that and just have one plugin to get you a great finished vocal sound. So we're going to put it to the test. I'm going to load up a track. I'm going to dial something in and let's see if we can get this sounding really good. If after watching this video you decide that Gamma is a plugin that you'd like to get your hands on, then check out the description link below, as I have a link there to where you can go and grab a copy of it. So here's Gamma. This is what it looks like. We have a bunch of different modules here: compression, saturation, width, reverb, delay, de-esser, doubler, limiter, equalizer. Now if we have a look at the top here, we also have all of these modules which we can click the arrows and reorder them. So we can definitely set this chain up in a way that suits our needs, which is a really great feature. Let's have a quick listen to what this sounds like on the default setting.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
So it needs a little bit of love, but I think we can dial something in here. So let's turn off all these modules by clicking on the light. And I'm actually going to reorder these modules for how I would order them in a mix. So these first two are going to cause a bit of a stir. Which one goes first, compression or EQ? For this one, we're going to go EQ first into our compressor, and then we're going to have the saturation, followed by a limiter, and then we're going to go into our width, which is like chorus, and then our doubler, a bit of de-essing, and then delay and reverb to finish it off. So we're going to skip the EQ for a second, and we're going to push up into our compressor and get this vocal sitting nice. Now I'm actually going to boost the input signal because the vocal itself is actually a fairly quiet recording.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see.
You see we've got an auto gain feature here, so we can turn that off if we want.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul. You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
Put auto gain on again.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul.
So, and here's a little taste of the full track.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul.
So I think the compression's sounding pretty good. We're keeping the vocal pretty level there, and it's sitting in the mix at a good volume around there. Let's dive into this EQ. So just by clicking on these, you've got a shelf, a bell, another bell, and a shelf. So I think I want to turn this into a high pass. So we're going to click on number one, make that into a high pass filter, play the vocal and sort of find a sweet spot with this.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this'll never be.
I think kind of around 200, 215 hertz sounds pretty good. Now let's deal with a little bit of this low end kind of build up in the vocal. So for this one, let's click on this, and we've got a couple of different shapes. We've got analog N, which is kind of a wide bell. Analog S, it's a little bit narrower. And then we just have a bell, which is again kind of wide shape. Then just some shelves, high pass filters, low pass filters. So I'm going to go with the analog S just for a more narrow band.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see.
So I'm liking that, just taking a bit of those low mids out. I think we might cut a tiny bit around 1K to 800.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
Boost a tiny little bit of air, maybe around 11 to 12K.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this'll never be more than a game you play to to fuck with me.
Sounds cool. Sort of cleans it up a bit. Now back here on our compressor, we have a couple of options. There's soft and hard. So let's have a listen to what these options sound like.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never.
So hard has a bit more saturation to it. I don't know if I want that much saturation at the moment. There is a THD knob, so total harmonic distortion, so we can kind of add a little bit of saturation just here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see.
I'm liking just a tiny bit of that on there, just adding a little bit of grit to the vocal. So our EQ and compression are sounding pretty cool. There is a lo-fi button here. Let's check out what this does.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You.
That's a great option if you want to get that quick radio effect on your vocal. Now let's add some saturation. Let's see what our options give us. We've got tube, tape, transformer, and then a mix knob down the bottom. Let's put the mix up to 100% so we can really hear what's going on here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with. You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with. You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those.
They all sound really nice. The tube has an extra bit of zing to it, and the transformer sounds pretty nice too. Tape's a little bit warmer, as you'd kind of expect, but I think we're going to push a bit of tube and transformer into this vocal.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck with me. You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be.
Sounding pretty cool. Let's chuck some whip on this now.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck with me. You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
I think A and C sound really nice. B's really chorusy if you want to really affect the vocal. A little bit of that, maybe around 10%. The filter slider is a great option there. You can really just push out the high frequencies if you just want to add a little bit more presence to the sides, or you can just take the filter all the way across and just push everything out. Now let's jump over to our limiter. I kind of skipped over this. So this was going to be our next thing in the chain. So let's just get a little bit of limiting going on.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck with me.
I think that sounds pretty cool.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul.
So now we're going to add some doubler.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be.
So it's a bit of a mixture of detuning and adding whip to the vocal to make it sound like it's been double tracked. Let's just max it out.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck.
Just going to go around 30% on this.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see.
Starting to sound pretty good. Let's get the de-esser on here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game.
To my ear, it sounds like it's a shelf-style de-esser, so anything above this frequency gets compressed if it reacts with the threshold here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb down to see.
Yeah, that's sounding pretty nice. All right, let's go to our delay.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too.
That sounds pretty cool. So they've got a 16th note and a dotted eighth as kind of like the default, which adds a nice little bit of width. It's kind of like bouncing around a bit. Let's try something like a eighth note and a quarter note. So we're going to add a little bit extra space to this.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
And so we've got a mix knob for each sound, so we can crank up the mix on one side if we want more.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be.
It's kind of cool. And then we can use the ducking effect. So this will just push the delay down when the vocal's singing.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You.
Just make sure the delay doesn't get too in the way of the vocal. There's an EQ here as well. So a tilt EQ, so we can make it brighter or darker.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be.
I think I like it slightly brighter. And I might bring the mix down a little bit. We don't want it to be too smothered in delay.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You.
Sounds kind of cool. You always think it's good, and then you listen back later and you're like, whoa, there's too much effects. So it's always better to like pull things back a little bit once you set it. So lastly, some reverb. Let's get this on here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized.
First thing I notice, it's mono, and there's a big mono light here. So I'm going to uncheck this and see what happens.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck with me.
So you've got two reverbs here. You could have one as a mono reverb, maybe something kind of shorter and slappy.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You
Do like a really short time.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You.
Just a couple of percent on that. And then for our next one, let's boost the size up, make it a bit bigger. Big pre-delay.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game.
So it's kind of a shorter reverb in itself. Let's have a listen to this one again.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with.
So that's kind of a bigger plate kind of sounding reverb. It's a bit more epic sounding. So let's just maybe dial in a bigger reverb sound up here.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes.
So I've got the big pre-delay to get the reverb out of the way of the vocal. It's just like a classic trick. You just push that pre-delay out and it lets the vocal be heard. And if you don't have your reverb too loud, this actually really makes a really nice effect, a really big sense of space on the vocal. And you just get the tail of the reverb after the initial attack of the vocal.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You.
So for our reverb B, let's go for a short pre-delay and a short size.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be.
A little bit of ducking, and then we have some EQ. So we're going to roll off some low end here, maybe up to around 200 to 300 hertz, and then take off a little bit of the top end, maybe to around 10K, 11K.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating.
So I'm just going to pull the output down a little bit, and then let's have a listen to this in the mix.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. You pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this will never be more than a game you play to fuck with me.
Let's have a listen to it in solo and bypass it.
You got me sick, feeling hypnotized. hypnotize you, pierce my soul with those captivating eyes. I'm too dumb to see that this'll never be more than a game you play to fuck with me.
I'm pretty impressed. I like that. I think you can dial in some really great vocal sounds with just one plugin. You don't have to reach for all these different things and find all the right little combinations. You can get a great sound just out of this one location. And I know for some people, maybe that doesn't work well because they like to use sends for reverbs. So you can still use this, but maybe you just don't use the delay or the reverb. You just use all the other effects, and then you can still use your sends for other reverbs and delays. I'm sure you could even just load this up on a send, turn off all the other channels, and put your mix to 100% on the reverbs and delays, and dial in some cool reverb and delays with the ones included in this plugin. So I think this is a pretty awesome plugin, and if you guys do too, then make sure you use the link in the description below to go check it out and grab a copy of it, because by using that link, you also help support this channel as well. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support my channel, make sure you check out the description below. There'll be a link to my website. You can go and check out my range of drum samples and some mix courses that I have up over there. Doing that is a massive support. If you like this plugin and you want to see another one from Modern Metal Songwriter, then check out this next video coming up of their Clipper plugin, Nova Clip.
You got me sick,